Yeah, Dillon, I assume you have NFL aspirations. You're not the biggest quarterback in the history of the world, but this is a place that put a couple of pretty good quarterbacks recently. How do you factor in your size and your quarterback dreams?
I think it's just something I was born with. Can't control. You can't control that one, right? But everything I do, in the building and the way I work, is what I can control, and just being really good at that, knowing that, I'm not the 6'5", but shoot, I'm gonna get it done whichever way I can. So.
Dylan, this feels old at this point, but I don't remember really asking you about the collarbone injury, how long it took to get back, and like when did you start feeling like yourself again?
I think in the end of December, just kind of training in LA, kind of at my auntie's house, just training throughout that time. Felt really good at the end of December and knew I had to make strides, during the season as well to get to that point, which I felt really confident about because I knew, going into January, I wanted to be ready. I wanted to just be able to start off on the right foot, but also, like I said, come in and compete right away. So that was a big emphasis right when I did get cleared to start doing, medical things, I think, in November. But kind of that November to December side, I had to really make strides and feel really comfortable going in January.
Is that like the first major injury you've had?
Yeah, first major. So, I think God has a plan for me, and I'm just focused on staying true with that plan and know that I don't got control, knowing that He's got control, and just trusting that. And I think, like I said, God does things for reasons, and I'm here, and I'm blessed to be here.
Dylan, it's funny you say God had a plan for you. Do you ever think back to January where you really were just a day or two from not coming to Oklahoma? Everything happened so fast with the transfer. Do you ever think back how things could have changed in the span of a day for you?
I think it's crazy, and I think God works in mysterious ways. But I'm so thankful I am here. Thankful I'm around great people. Grateful to be in a spot that's just a positive influence on me, and have a lot of great role models to look at, right? And I think when you put all that together and have guys in the locker room that push you to be your best, I mean, it's a recipe for success, so, or excellence, like Coach always says. So I'm just living proof that when you got the great guys around you and people that pour into you, man, like good things can happen. So.
That day you committed, do you remember, was it a whirlwind? I mean, you got the phone call, you were in California then. Was it just that day? Can you describe that day, what it was like?
Breath of relief. I think at that certain point I was ready to just, be done with it and really just get back to football and grinding and competing. But yeah, just a breath of relief, and I know my family was happy and everyone was happy, just being super comfortable with the decision.
Dylan, you've been on some great offenses so far in your college career. You look at the personnel that you have on this offensive unit. How excited are you about the season, and what do you think about your offense?
I'm super excited. I think every guy on our team, at least on our offense, bring a unique skill set, speed, size, athleticism, agile, shifty, whatever you want to say. I think we check all the boxes where we want to be. We want to be the aggressors. We want to set the tempo of the game, and having those guys, it helps. Of course, big boys up front. So whenever you got those guys, leading the charge, and then a bunch of skill players that can really make plays, I think you set yourself up for success. And we'll let our action do the talking, but I mean, the excitement's real. People say they're excited, but I'm truly excited because there's just a bunch that we can do, and in every position. So that's what I'm excited about.
Dylan, speaking of whirlwinds, it feels like it's been a whirlwind with the season now just getting ready to start. And the question would be, do you ever just sit back now and just try to envision what it's going to be like? I mean, maybe not even having any idea what it's going to be like.
I feel refreshed, and I said in the spring, just like, I think people here have gone through a whirlwind, the school, the fans. I've gone through a whirlwind personally. But we kind of had that, calm storm, like just normal, normality where everyone is back to normal, new coaches, new team, like every year, but now it's just going to grind, and now we're finally here. I've envisioned it, I thought about it, but I know, like I said, for me, it's alignment, assignment, doing my job to the best of my ability. And, when we score touchdowns, it's really the only time I really feel the fans, and just because I'm so locked in. But I just know that first touchdown and many more to come, it's going to feel really good.
So, Dillon, I know you were comfortable when you were at UCF, but is there a different level of comfortability for you here at Oklahoma? I guess with obviously being around Coach Levy again, and I guess with the team and the bonding that you all have done over the season, and for your play on the field, how does that, I guess, transfer over for you potentially?
I love the word comfortable in the sense that I'm really close to Coach Levy, right, and have a great relationship. But I also feel like why I love playing with Coach Levy is just his ability to push me and challenge me and, be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Because we're so close, he can do that. And, he loves me up hard, but he pushed me even harder, and that's why I think, ultimately for me it was a no-brainer. But then likewise with the guys on the team, just the way in the building, the way they challenge each other, the camaraderie, like you said, just the team bonding is genuine, it's real, it's not something that is replicated or it's special. And I think just being aware of that, that's why I am excited. That's why I can't wait to get, into fall camp on Friday because, we connected, we put ourselves in a good spot, but this fall camp, just attacking and put ourselves in a good position for season.
Dillon, whether it was your freshman year or Coach Levy left in your second year, you've been through kind of offensive, some moments at the start of two-a-days or whatever when you had to really learn a lot really fast. That's not necessarily the case for you this time. You've got a little bit of a background with Coach Levy and his offense, but in terms of teaching it to the guys, is this going to be the same pace that you guys learned the offense in the spring? Or is it more because there's games now a month away, is it more focused on those individual install games?
I think in season it'll be, week to week. Obviously things change and things are, set for those weeks. But I think in the spring, going through each install and going in depth, setting the kind of the foundation, and then getting to June, resetting it again, and then July, kind of just looking it over one more time, going through it one more time where I felt a lot of the guys were extremely comfortable with it. Now we go into, fall camp, knowing everything, getting some pre-camp installs to where, it is newer things that, he can preload on us just because we are really comfortable with what we have in already. Going into season, I think, like I said, things change, but I think we're really good with our base stuff and really understand what we want to do and how fast we want to play, but also how aggressive we want to play.
We've got time for three more. Back to this side, Parker, too.
Yeah, Dillon, you're a very laid-back, even-keeled guy. Seems like it's the case all across that quarterback room, but you look at the picture when it comes to the quarterback position. You got a whole bunch of guys, none of whom have been at Oklahoma for longer than a single year, and obviously you're the only guy that brings to the table any degree of familiarity with Jeff Levy. So how have the relationships gelled between you and the other guys in the quarterback room, and what's the general dynamic?
I think it's important having a good situation in terms of camaraderie, just being good teammates, and most of all, that quarterback spot. It's not just one guy. I'm going out there and, obviously playing, but having the guys in the room is really important because when you come off the field, the people you're talking with inside the film room, just setting the tone in that QB room is being really just open and honest and not, I guess, not having a situation where you can't feel that way. Me, Davis, General, Ralph, Micah, Nick, we're really close, and I think you need to have that in the QB room if you want to be successful as a team.
Okay, second row, Justin Martinez.
Sticking to that quarterback room, with General specifically, he's a guy who bounced around a lot in high school, went the JUCO route. Just What is it about him that makes you feel like he's going to be able to, advance to this level of competition?
He's just a good dude. He's obviously at this level for a reason, for his skill set physically, but I think what separates a lot of people is, the mentality, the way he approaches his work every single day, and he's got the right mindset for it. So that's why I know, he'll be as successful as he wants to be.
Last one, Ryan Chapman from Rowan, right?
Hey, Dillon, you talked a lot about, the team as a whole and what you guys hope to accomplish, but you specifically in your game from start of spring to now, where have you seen your biggest improvements and where do you still need to improve before game one?
Well, I think going into this whole spring and summer workouts, it was really, being focused on obviously gelling with the team, but more importantly, how can we learn as fast as possible as a group. But individually, I was really focused on continue to be good in the film room, challenge myself there, protections, defensive ID, front ID, and then, of course, just knowing our offense cold. And then, when it comes to the game, taking care of the football, being aggressive, but knowing when to check the ball down. And then my main focus is winning. I mean, it's always been, I think, that's got to be the goal, and everything else will take care of itself. So that's my focus. That's my goals every single week, every single day. Just figuring out, finding ways to win.
Thank you, Dillon.
Perfect. Thank you.